Today's episode of Explainiac is sponsored by Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. These are comic book movies made over the last 10 years. They've achieved a pop cultural hegemony greater than anything we could have imagined. And these are the best comic book movies of the 2010s. Welcome to Explainiac. I'm Dan Casey, and today I'm going to tackle a simple question. What were the best comic book movies of the last decade? Now, I'm sure this list will in no way be controversial, and you will 100% and completely agree with me. And yes, if I left off your favorite, guess what? That's definitely a personal attack. You know what you did. Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. It's insane that this movie is 10 years old because a decade later, Edgar Wright's kinetic, hyperactive adaptation of Brian Lee O'Malley's fan-favorite graphic novels remain as relentlessly charming and outrageously entertaining as when we first saw them. It's kind of bonkers to go back and watch this movie and just look at how stacked this cast is with future superheroes. I mean, you've got 2 Avengers, a Legend of Tomorrow, a Roy, a Bird of Prey, and Bill Hader? Yeah. Eat your heart out, Avengers Infinity War. Most ambitious crossover, my ass. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Manners maketh the man, and this movie madeth my list because Mark Millar and Dave Gibbons' comic was so damn good thanks to its slick, stylish spy storytelling. Colin Firth beats the ever-loving shit out of a bunch of chavs in a bar. How can you not love this movie? It also cemented Taron Egerton's star status, gave Samuel L. Jackson one of his greatest villainous roles to date, and brought important attention to one of the most dastardly controversies of the 21st century, the fact that Brad Pitt ate my sandwich. Give it back. Dredd. Look, is this movie basically just The Raid, but with Carl Urban growling about justice? Yeah, it is, but that's why it kicks so much ass. This is the kind of movie you want to watch again as soon as the credits roll. It made Judge Dredd feel as badass as the comics did, and it's a must-see for any self-proclaimed fan of cyberpunk. It also serves as living proof that Lena Headey deserves to be a goddamn movie star already. Snowpiercer. Before making the best movie of 2019 with Parasite, Bong Joon-ho made one of the best movies of 2013. Based on the French graphic novel Les Transpersonnages by Jacques Loeb and Jean-Marc Rochette, Snowpiercer is a heady blend of stomach-churning sci-fi dystopia, inventive set pieces, and a sense of perpetual motion that really just kicks your ass from start to finish. Plus, it finally answers the question of what are those polar bears gonna do when the world runs out of Coca-Cola? Wonder Woman. If you don't get chills watching the scene of Wonder Woman walking through a hail of bullets across no man's land to lay the smackdown on a bunch of German soldiers, then you might want to go see a doctor because you may be dead inside. Wonder Woman gave one of DC's most iconic characters a story where she kicked ass, took names, and proved that she is indeed a force to be reckoned with. And they beat Marvel to the punch on having a female-fronted superhero movie by a whole 2 years, which is saying something as the MCU had been around for a full decade by that point, essentially. Dark Phoenix. I'm just kidding. Oh my God, you should have seen your face. You couldn't believe it. Oh, it's a movie. Logan. After nearly 2 decades playing Wolverine, Hugh Jackman could have easily phoned it in for Logan, but instead, he delivered an Oscar-worthy performance as an older, world-weary, broken Logan, the kind that we hadn't really seen before. In a genre that can kind of feel paint by numbers sometime, Logan was wholly unexpected. It was bold, brutal, and an ultimately beautiful story of survival that reminds us why we love the X-Men in the first place. No jokes, it's just a great movie. Joker. Now, the worst part about Joker is talking to other people about Joker. But Todd Phillips' take on the Clown Prince of Crime, played to perfection by Joaquin Phoenix, is unlike anything that we've seen before in a comic book movie. Joker is a rumination on a world without empathy, a world rife with corruption, wealth inequality, and diminishing access to healthcare and mental health care services, and how those things can create the conditions for violence and tragedy. And if you didn't give it the time of day in theaters, well, the last laugh might just be on you. Black Panther. Much like T'Challa's supersuit, Black Panther seemingly absorbed the impact of everything that was happening in our culture across the 10 years of Marvel movies preceding it and in the world around us, and then released that energy like a thunderclap. Writer-director Ryan Coogler's thoughtful examination of identity, isolationism, and imperialism yielded one of the best films in the MCU and perhaps its greatest villain in Eric Killmonger. But perhaps most importantly, it was a movie that wasn't afraid to ask genuinely hard-hitting questions.
What are those?
What indeed, T'Challa? What indeed? Avengers. The Marvel Cinematic Universe will go down in history as one of the most ambitious and grandest experiments in cinematic storytelling, but none of it would have been possible without 2012's Avengers. The way that Joss Whedon seamlessly brought together these larger-than-life characters to battle against an evil god, doing the bidding of a cosmic tyrant, then unleashing an alien armada in the middle of New York City, remains this incredible feat of tying together all these seemingly disparate loose ends. Is it the Marvel movie I've rewatched the most? No, that would probably be Infinity War, but Avengers' seismic impact on the genre cannot be underestimated. It cemented these characters as cultural icons and proved once and for all that heaping plates of shawarma are a great way to take the edge off after a stressful day at work. And those are the best comic book movies of the 2010s. But tell me, what do you think? What would be on your best of the decade list? Let me know in the comments below and give me a thumbs up while you're there. Thanks again to Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order for sponsoring today's episode. You play Cal Kestis, a Jedi Padawan who narrowly escaped the purge of Order 66 following the events of Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith. On a quest to rebuild the Jedi Order, you must pick up the pieces of your shattered past to complete your training, develop new powerful Force abilities, and master the art of the iconic lightsaber, all while staying one step ahead of the Empire and its deadly Inquisitors. Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order is available now on Xbox One, PS4, and PC. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed what you saw, please like and share this video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want even more comic book goodness, check out past episodes of Explainiac right now wherever fine Nerdist content is streamed. And remember, not everything in life can be explained. For everything else, there's this show.